Hey guys, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? That like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Doesn't hurt or harm you. And if you get anything from my work, I connect the dot, an epiphany, a mind blown moment, a new book to read, new author to explore. Please consider supporting my work, and all the links will be at the bottom of the description. But if you can't, share, like something. Get a lot of views, not as many likes. It's bizarre. The alien gray agenda. I'm still working on the Hermit's Journey. That's going to come out soon. It's mainly P. Hull's turn. It's a very dense, very hard to word, in my words, story. So I'm still working with it. The literal alien gray agenda. As we're moving through this book and the agenda that is put forth, please go see the other episodes if you haven't watched this in full. It's very important to get the context that he compares the Bible and the quotes of other apostles and people to aliens. I take his word on this because I don't read the Bible. I don't need to. But I know a lot of people do, and that's kosher with me. But chapter 7, Moses and the spacecraft. Again, I'm fair using this, quoting, not reading the entirety, just for purposes of keeping things up. Because this work by him, you definitely can't read at all. You have to have permission from the authors. And let me tell you something, what I've learned with this channel, nobody responds to my emails. So it's okay. Quote, you can't imagine the consternation of the people in Moses' time, Aban, when a chariot was the best form of transportation and a few of the people ever owned a donkey, to see a spacecraft come out of the sky and hover over Mount Sinai, the lightning's force field of static electricity causing the grass and brush to burn and the mountain to smoke. The sound or soy is? I don't know what that is. As of a trumpet could be very easily explained as the humming, pulsating sound which our spacecraft make while hovering. The burning bush could very well have been aliens telecommunicating with Moses. As Moses thought that was God, that could have been an alien. It's not far-fetched, because as we are all reawakening and remembering what we all are, what do you think 98% of us that are human, angelic, lineage of the Christos. What do you think your thoughts come from? Your epiphanies, your aha moments? Where do you think people who channel, mediums, and other sources of people that can grasp telecommunicating, where do you think they get this stuff from? I'm not saying all of it is alien. Most of it is your guides, and some of your guides could be alien. I'm not going to lie. The medium that I see, his guide is a reptilian. I know I have other nice visitors that come and work on me at night. Although I wish they would work on my thyroid. Anywho, the Earth's people accept aircraft speeds, rocket speeds, and instant radio communications and television pictures through their atmosphere. And these days, when minds should be receptive to the rapid changes taking place, a few people are ridiculed because they have said they talked to the people from spaceships, or went aboard, or even rode in our craft. That's the truth. I have books, can't see them, they're hidden all the way in that back shelf, that I read in 4th through 7th grade about alien abductions and reincarnation, by the way. More people now are accepting the fact that people have been abducted, where back in the early 90s, you're crazy. Even if you showed them the implant, usually it's here, or it's in your sinus cavities, or in the back of your head, and those are the most common ones. If you've ever watched the X-Files or Unsolved Mysteries, or some of these shows that kind of give you a soft disclosure, those pictures were out for a very, very long time. There has been pictures of these things for a very long time. Unfortunately, Moses' time, there was no photographs. You had painters who depicted aliens, and then throughout ages and times, we gotta hide that little spacecraft there. Sorry, we're gonna just doodle over it with paint so that no one would see it, until an archivist and a restoration specialist uncovers that little paint to discover a spacecraft. So it's true. The Bible records this happening to Moses way back in the donkey days. It is written in Exodus 20:22. Quote, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven." End quote. That's scary. Where's heaven? What's heaven? Numbers 14, 27, and 28 reads, "How long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in my ears, so will I do to you." It is evident enough that in nearly every case where any of the persons who have contacted us and were brought before the public on television or platform work, that every effort was made to make them appear both ridiculous and ludicrous, Persecutions practiced today are only a repetition of those of the old biblical days. The United States is the New Jerusalem of this time. Now, again, the Keys of Enoch states the same thing. I'll be right back. I had to whip this out because click, 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 click in streaming. I don't think JJ Hurtak is going to mind that I read just one of the meanings of New Jerusalem City. New Jerusalem. New Jerusalem City. A city cosmos which will be used by the councils of the divine mind to accommodate traditions from planetary bases of preparation into the complex structure of the cosmos. In this present program of the Lord, the house of Israel, in the heavens, which unfolds to permit different floor levels of energy to control and direct the passage of souls and entities on different radiation frequencies and quanta. The triggering gates necessary for the implanting of a paradise experiment and the offering of the bride and bridegroom as peacemakers to other worlds in the passages between the heavens. A prototype city of the order of Melchizedek, marking a baseline on the planet where the interpenetrating cosmic forces of the brotherhoods can commune in certain planting and harvesting seasons. A model for the ancient city of Melchizedek, Salem, Jerusalem, in a larger sense, the mother city, founded above the world and anchored to the earth by the special energies like Teotihuacan, in order to teach man how to develop a face that can speak directly with the divinities. The home of the beloved heavens. So there is just one example. When it comes to very interesting, read, very dense. And if you do follow Ashiana Dean, there's a lot here that's metatronically coded, which Metatron in her eyes is no bueno. And this book right here, New Jerusalem. So Jehovah and Anunnaki, inspired with some gray influences on these things. There's a lot in here. There's a lot. So I do recommend going on his website, thebooksofenoch.org. This book is expensive on Amazon. It is like over $100. You can get it for $50. And there's a lot of other books. I don't disclaim this gem of a book right here. It has a lot of corresponding things to Ashiana. He's the only other person I know that goes in genetic coding, that talks about fire letters, and that stuff is actually accurate. The things that are a little iffy, wishy-washy with me is the agenda. And Enoch might have sold out. And again, if we don't die, There's embodiments of that being, deity, whatever you want to call him, that we may need a little bit of a But either way, really good information. I just want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, I can go through this and skim some new Jerusalem. New Jerusalem is supposed to be America. I don't know why, besides the fact that let's just hear me out before I move on with this. The United States has Space Force. Why was Space Force created? Why are they called the Guardians? Well, here comes in another thought. Is that what Ashliana Dean and Carrie Cassidy channel is the Guardians, the Guardian Alliance? Who are they working for? These are things that I speculate because I don't trust nobody. I don't trust the information. I have to vet it. I have to go within and discern it. But if we're talking about New Jerusalem being the United States, being that we have Space Force, being that there's a lot of things that we have yet to uncover about our own history, the Native Americans have the closest understanding to what was actually here through spoken word. But let's face it, a lot of them were killed off for a lot of reasons, and many of them were to shut them up about what inhabited this plane of existence before it was discovered. Because things are founded in, Jason Q brings this up a whole lot. You go to a city and it says it's founded in. Who found it? What was found in it? Not discovered. It was already there. People just took it over. And I think a lot of the Native Americans who inhabited all different parts of the United States, they knew stuff and were killed for it, so that word of mouth would not travel to other places to say, oh, well, there's something interesting here. Like in Sedona and in Arizona in general, there's said to be Egyptian things, monuments and statues carved out, and no one could go to those parts of the Grand Canyon to see any of it. Well, again, we had mud floods. We were Tartaria at some point and wiped out again. There's a lot. And is Tartaria part of the timeline that we inhabit now? Even though we see this, listen, I went to New York, lived in New York. There's no way that there's absolute truth that Tartaria existed, especially in New York, because there's a lot of restaurants you have to walk downstairs to get into. There's a lot of cathedrals and churches that are totally Tartarian. No doubt about it. So New Jerusalem here. The same clique is working from within its boundaries and from outside, trying to overthrow its God-given rights. They shall fall because they are known to our people. None of the persons contacted by us had any part in inciting the meeting. It happened to all of them at the induction of our people in the spacecraft. Moses was in the same awkward position and situation as related in the book of Numbers 16:28. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own mind. So is he really channeling Source, or is he channeling the Grace? It should be quite evident to the earthlings by now that many strange things are happening in this time of war and peace. In Deuteronomy 18:18, it says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. That's pretty scary. That's rather scary. We have a lot of people kind of doing that right now. Earth's emissaries. And again, I don't hate these people. I don't. I used to watch them religiously, trying to see what was happening upstairs, because, you know, we don't have a full picture. We only see what's here. Here, we're not looking. Most of us can't contact upstairs in terms of aliens to be like, oh, well, did you really leave? Oh, I don't know. So we all got on this bandwagon of like the galactic people talking, and let me tell you what, who is channeling them? Oh, you have to be very careful. They all tell you that you have to be super, super, super careful. Yes, you do. But if you know what you're doing, why don't they want you to channel? Oh, to protect you, right? From safety? Or to find out what agenda they're pulling. Just question everything. This is why I do these. Again, he is telling you he had telecommunications with the Greys. And obviously, so, and he's comparing it to the Bible. So did all of those people in those stories. Who are the people in our now time channeling? Anunnaki, Grace, Dracos. Are they of the positive polarity or of the negative polarity? Oh, we are on a redemption mission because we screwed up. We fucked you all up. Thousands and thousands of years. And no, you're just going to come on your beautiful white horse of a chariot and come on down and try to win our hearts again. Oh, you're going to redeem yourself now? Or are you after the stargates that are opening up because it's the stellar activation where it's graduation time per raw? Really think about the deep thinking here that I'm trying to convey to all of you. And I know most of you get it. Where are these people channeling from? Are they channeling their higher selves, which would be the safest thing to do? I do all the time. My angelic team, whether you want to claim it's fallen or not, that's what's coming through me. Again, it's all perspective. If you're looking outside of the 3D paradigm, that there is no duality, there's always going to be duality in the universe, but you transcended that duality because there's no more good and evil. Everything isn't neutral and things push back and forth, that it's all a part of our world and it's all necessary. Then fallen into materialism. Is that why they're fallen? Because they give you a choice? Is that why they're fallen? These are things we need to think about and start dissecting, because paradigms in books are telling you, oh, it's this way or no way. It's really scary. We're in scary times. A lot of people are floating around a lot of amazing ideas, but when you really pluck and analyze these things, you start to see an agenda arising. Again, you don't need to understand Ashtiana Dean to understand the different groups and all of what they're wanting at the end of the day. And that's the annihilation of the angelic human. And they might keep a couple of us around so that they can rape and they can seed another hybrid so that they have a chance at ascending. This is what this war is about. Stargates and ascension. And our genetic gene code within us that was given to us when our soul chose the parents we were going to be born into. We did, we chose it. And when the sperm met the egg, the God spark happened, and your silver cord was linked in. When your soul went in and out of your mother, it encoded all the DNA levels that you can't see. It's invisible in your mother. And you were born into this world with the veil of forgetting, but you have the codes. It doesn't matter what your DNA, your blood type is. Everybody's about bloodlines and lineages and stuff. Yeah, that's great. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Are you a human with 12 strands DNA that needs to be activated? Doesn't matter who gave it to you. You gave it to yourself. You came incarnated with that code that was in your soul essence. Other note, J.J. Hurtak spells Jerusalem with the USA in the middle, uppercase. Contrasting dualities. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. There's a really good song by V&V Nation. Genesis. It's a great song. If you want a pumpy industrial song, go listen to that. Quote, this is the first contrast of dual things. No thing or condition in God's universe is without contrast in duality. For every up, there is a down. For every white, there's a black. For every night, there is a day. Truth. In contrast to God's free creation of the earth, humans insisted on owning some of it. Owning to the Cain and Abel opposition, humans take sides with every issue. Each side believes they are right and the other side is wrong. For that reason, they have countries, political parties, and contrasting ideas. Humans demonstrate the ignorance of their animal brains when they persist in opposition to each other. Why you need to look beyond the good and evil tags. Because that's inherent in all of us. We're both. All these thought forms that have come down and all these other sides come down, they're just going according to the mission that God sent them on. It's an experience that God wanted to experience. Who are you to judge any of that? It's all a test. Anyone who has climbed the tree of knowledge can see that it has two sides, no matter in which direction one looks. This is not because the tree knows one side from the other. It's because man in the top of it has two sides, the right and the left. God made everything in duality so he could remain at rest in the middle. God is peace. He doesn't pay any more attention to the prayers of Americans than he does to the prayers of the Russians. When the prayers are for victory over another through destruction, Jesus said, "My Father and I are one." That was because he recognized no rich or poor, no boundaries, no colors, no church or religions. This was because he remained neutral at a division point between the contrasting dualities. Jesus didn't take sides with anyone. That is why he was worshipped by the one side and hated by the other. Duality is a division of the mind in individuals, though those who are not stable are in constant disagreement with themselves. They can't make up their mind which of the things at the moment they want to do, to get up or to stay in bed, to buy something or not to buy it. Most people are not trustworthy because they are fence sitters, waiting to see which side they will fare the best on. Actually, they shouldn't take either side. Take God's course down the middle. The Republicans think the party is right, and the Democrats think likewise. The capitalists and labor are always at odds. No duality is right in opposition to another. Each must reach the center to recognize the rights and wrongs of both sides. A fire can warm you or destroy you. Cold is desirable in a refrigerator, but not when it makes one uncomfortable. Speed is required to get somewhere fast, but its momentum can kill one if it is lost control of it. Atomic energy is a death furrow. Its radiations can kill without a bomb even being dropped. In commercial use for power, it is as deadly as when it is used in bombs. Interesting. Think of all the atomic sites that bombs were dropped, tested, places that were tested on, the ocean, and what that has been doing to us as a society all around the world, because there is something called a jet stream and DARPA. I'm getting off on tangents. Human creations of sun principles on a planet is in direct opposition to the creative principles of an all-wise God. The animal brains of some people in authority are defying God. This is the beast that the Bible refers to many times. Two opposite systems of authority on the earth are bound. They are going to control the planet, even if they have to kill everyone, including themselves, to do it. Their animal ego leads them to believe they will escape. The law of reaction will cancel every destructive cause, apply sun principles on planets, and reaction will make the planet a sun. Who escapes? Only the people who are with God in the middle. How? They will be taken out into space by our people in the spacecraft. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Romans 8:14. The chapter, the New Jerusalem. Thank goodness I didn't put this away. Quote, write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter. Revelations 1:19. The New Jerusalem referred to in the Bible, quoted in Revelations 21:10, is not really new. It is the positive polarity moon that has been orbiting around the earth for many thousands of years. Oh boy. Raise your hand if you heard 1,005 stories about the moon and what it actually is. Is it a bell? Is it a satellite? Is it where the Anunnaki are hiding? Is it where the Dracos are hiding? Is it where the Greys are hiding? Is that where Enoch is hiding? And I'm not joking. I have an interview with, rest in peace, Cab, who had a near-death experience and went to the moon and spoke to Enoch. That interview is on my channel. Is it a holographic simulated image? Is it real? There's so many things and perceptions that we'll have of what the moon and our celestial bodies are. It's mind-boggling. This gets juicy. This satellite, so they're claiming it's a satellite, the Greys, called Shanshela by our people, is a spacecraft. Our name for the earth is Shan. Chia means child in our language of the Solexi Ma. They're not Solexi Ra, they're Solexi Mal, or solar tongue. Therefore, the name of this ship is Earthchild in English. The same craft was called the Star of Bethlehem 1960 years ago at the birth of the child called Jesus. Interesting, I just saw an article on one of those space things that I do my black hole research and quantum research out of, and they were always wondering what the Star of Bethlehem really is. This could be it. This is not new information. It has been before the eyes of earthlings hundreds of years in print, though it was not recognized. Revelations 21:16 tells you, and the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. The reason it was called the Star of Bethlehem was because when it's activated under control, it looks like a star to physical vision. The last time its power units were activated was when the man Jesus was born. This positive star body generates a negative force field around it to protect it when it is in motion as a ship. The name Bethlehem tells you that. Beth is used today as beta, meaning negative. Lee is used today as Leah, meaning a meadow. Hem can be understood by any woman as the thing that goes around the bottom of a dress. Star of the Beta Lehem means a positive body with a negative force field around it over a meadow. That is where Jesus was born, in a manger in a meadow. This is them. Shanxia is 1,500 miles square. It is orbiting around the Earth in the Earth's positive force field. It cannot be seen by telescopes because it sets up no resistance to the sun's positive rays. The Bible tells further in Revelations 21:11, having the glory of God in her light was like unto a stone, most precious, even like jasper stone, clear as crystal. The seven lights are spoken in Revelation 1:20. The mystery of the seven stars, which thou sawest in my right hand, positive polarity, and the seven golden candlesticks. The seven stars are the angels of the seven churches, seven levels of life around the earth, and the seven candlesticks which thou sawest are the seven churches. The population of the level of life on earth is composed of people from the other six levels. Chapters 2 and 3 of Revelations tells which of the levels they are from. One of these seven church descriptions fits every mortal on earth, around the earth. The population of Shanxia is given in Revelation 5:11. And I beheld and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beasts and the elders, and the number of them 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands. The seven sealed books in chapter 5, 6, and 7 of Revelations are as follows. First seal, colonization. Second seal, war. Third seal, money system. Fourth seal, money control. Fifth seal, salvation. Sixth seal, cataclysm. Seventh seal, art tabulating, mind, intent of earthlings, in order to determine who will be taken up. The earth is now in the beginning state of the sixth seal, and that's from when this was written, 1956. For all those Bible scholars out there, who wrote your Bible? Yeah, it was fucked around with the Council of Nicaea. Who wrote the Bible? This gives you another perspective. Do I believe this? Somewhat do. Why? Because there's always been an alien agenda. They're always trying to get the Christos within us. They're trying to get that genomic code within us, out of us, so they can survive. They can ascend. A lot of these beings are non-sentient, meaning their souls will be stuck in its cycles. There's no ascending. There's no immortality. There's no living on forever. Once their consciousness goes into black hole or in another matrix, it's space dust, and its consciousness is ripped apart and it's put back, but not in the parts where it could recognize itself. That's what a lot of people have no idea about. Okay, why do we need to understand where they're coming from? Even if you do subscribe to this, it's important to understand that that's not where we want to head our souls. Our souls are to ascend. Even if your physical body dies, you want to make sure that your soul essence can freely go back to source. Eventually, it'll go up through the densities. Pistis Sophia. Another book you guys got to read or listen to on my channel. It helps you understand the ascension. Again, take the books that you read, pluck what makes sense to you, and analyze it in rational thinking. This last part makes sense. Sixth seal cataclysm. What's happening around the world right now? Ain't pretty. And it hasn't been pretty for a long time. Shia will be the craft that will bring the man called Jesus back. Sananda. When it is seen approaching the surface with its iridescent force field and the occupants broadcasting over every radio and television loudspeaker, whether the sets are turned off or on, that will be the day we go into action. The entity called Yeshua, Jesus, Sananda. If that thing, being, entity, soul, comes back, we're all fucked. Why? It's within us. Yeshua was a being, fourth density being, who came to Earth, not human, human in birth, soul not, to teach the law of one. You don't need to really believe me, you don't need to resonate with that, but hear me out. It's been encoded within us. The Christos consciousness. It's what he was teaching. He came down to teach ascension mechanics. The mathematical, we live in an ontological, holographic, simulated matrix. It's all math and it's all physics. He was teaching advanced physics through simple, plain concepts, telling us how not to judge, telling us to go within, sitting in meditation. He was doing that all, explaining the levels of ascension. That's what he was teaching. Not that we're going to be saved by going up into a spaceship. Because let me tell you what, I wouldn't just go on, like you wouldn't just go in anybody's car, right? And if you see hitchhikers on the road, you're less likely, depending on what they look like, to stop for those people. So in what world will you just openly have a door open of a spaceship and just gladly walk in? Because do you know what you're walking in your ass into? They could smile and beam and be the brightest light in the world. Are they for your best interest? Can you discern that? Oh, you know, when the trumpets sound, all the spaceships are going to come and beam us up. Beam you where? If my star family wants to take me somewhere, it ain't going to be by a ship. I'd rather be teleported. I'd rather be able to do that myself. If they need to help me do that, great. But I don't need to be on their ship. I need to be teleported. And that's supposed to be in the ascension mechanics. Turning on your Merkaba, turning on your vehicle to zoop you out. Zip, zip, zoom, zoom. I'd be very wary. And again, I know there's plenty of people that get abducted, and not all of those abductions are bad. There are good aliens out there that are trying to help, that are rescuing, that are doing good things. I'm not just talking about them. But do you really think they're going to come down and rescue everybody? And do you know what agenda that rescuing is under? Are they just going to claim that they're going to rescue you, and in the same breath, they're going to strap you down at a table, implant you with shit, and take your DNA? And again, I can't judge that because that's the experience you signed up for. But think about it if you don't remember. These things are stuff that you need to take into consideration when you're listening and reading these books. There are documents that do state that there are going to be ships that take us up. Well, I don't trust any of that, because what the documents could have been 1984. And who is giving them this information that they're going to do that? Was it the Dracos? Was it the Anunnaki? Was it the Greys? Whatever race. And are they of the positive polarity, or are they negative polarity? There is duality and will always exist. Are they the middle way people? Are they of God? Source of the all, not the player gods that come down here and act and manifest as if they were God. A Waspe will tell you all about that. Here's their agenda. On Wednesday, December 29th, 1954, we transmitted the following messages by telethought to the group on Earth at Center C. From the Council of Seven Lights on Shanxia, acting under the direction of the Council of 12 Lords, and the Station Shari, with authority from the center of Blau, operational headquarters, and establish Nibiru, not Nibiru, Nibiru, Venus. For the preservation of the system Salon, counter-destructional measures require immediate action. At Shanxia, our square star body satellite is being put under power and control for the first time in several thousand years. Our time is lunar, 28 days, months. By our time, the year is 2014 AD. We have been orbiting around Shan now. We shall choose our path. We cannot say when, but soon the people of Shan shall see a star come out of the sky and light the night. This preservative measure is in hope will enlighten the people of Shan, the earth, who have not been awakened. It's one possibility. It is our plan and our purpose to forestall the forces of destruction. In event that they proceed in the present pattern on Shan, the forces from Shari are prepared to act in order to save Saloon. From the Councilatorium on Shanxia, we transfer to the Council of 12 Lords on Uni. From the Council of Seven Lights, we bid you ever presence. From the Council of 12 Lords on Uni, greetings and blessings. I am Numa. We have reverted back to our old system of control with you here. As the entire transmission tonight comes from within the Saloon system, with headquarters established at Venus, the fleets of Ashtar operating on a frequency of counter-destruction are in position around Shan, the Earth. to assume control of the planet instantly, if not necessarily. As you have heard, the star body Shanshia is activating its power units. It is very possible that they shall make a test run through your atmosphere of Shem. In this event, your astronomers will report our passage as a comet. We have 3 measures ready for instant operation, any one of which will place Shan under control. From the Council of the 12 Lords, I am Numa. When Jesus was asked if he was the Son of God, he said to Mark 14:62, I am, and ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. The right hand of power again expresses positive polarity. The Great Pyramid of Giza was used to generate positive polarity power, and its base is also square. Ezekiel 1:26-28 further describes Shanshia as the appearance of a sapphire stone, as the appearance of fire around, about, within it, and as the appearance of the bow iridescent rainbow force field that is in the cloud in the sky of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. I'll leave that there. Because the next sections are pretty interesting. Council of the 7 Lights. Oh, Ashtar, Ashtar, Ashtar. You Syrian, Palladian, Anunnaki. Ashtar is not necessarily bad, but not necessarily good. Again, measure where you get your information from when you are channeling. I know a lot of people like to channel Ashtar. Get all perspectives before you do. Some people don't, and they're like, oh no, this is it, and this is my paradigm. Okay, great, but have an open mind. Have an open mind. When you open up your mind to all possibilities, see, I just don't stick to one facet of reading books. I just don't read, I read them all because I want to get all perspectives. I have Aleister Crowley books. I have Viking books. I have medium books. I have Jonathan Kahn books. I have a lot of different books. I have a lot of channeled books. All to be brought into a perspective to see which ones fit together, which agendas of what agendas. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you signed up for an experience, and it's up to you to decide your free will if you're going to go along with everybody's explanation or you're going to find your own. I'm just giving you mine. My outlooks, my perceptions. You don't need to resonate with any of it, or you can. Or you can build upon what I'm giving you. It's all up to you to decide. I just find this book incredibly interesting. Again, oh, my back. Whoo, that hurt. Taking into consideration, we don't know what's going to happen. As humans, we have the ability to manifest, and no, you can't manifest on the spot. We're not there yet. There are people that can manifest quicker than others. But if those things are meant for you in your paradigm, We have a lot of time dilations happening. We have a lot of things going on in our energy fields. So some of us are always moving a timeline, and some of us are never moving a timeline. It's up to you to keep the straight and narrow, or are you going to just keep bettering and bettering your thoughts, your upstreams, your consciousness? There are a lot of people in society, you could see it on an everyday basis, who just want to live the mundane life, is graduate college, get a husband, get a wife, have children, buy the house, and have the dream life, right? And this is where 90% of my friends that I grew up with and the people that I know are at. They're just living to live, Netflixing and chilling, having their soirees and having their parties and going out and doing the mundane life. Never looking further into existence, not reading many books. You're reading is great, but what are you reading? Fantasy novels, which I don't feel that is a bad thing to do. It's good to take a break, but you should enlighten yourself. Again, and those are the people that are not going to ascend. We're all ascending together as a humanity, but when their avatar dies, again, via soul contract, where are they going? Most people are repeating third density again. And again, I don't know until I die and I go upstairs to know those things. Speculation. Take what resonates with you. But I wanted to get a video out yesterday. I'm an overachiever. If I want something done, I got to get it done now kind of deal. I'm that kind of person. I did 9 shelvings. I put like shelves up. 9 of them. Took me a long time. I have some plaster walls and some walls are not plastered. It's exhausting. Organizing things was not fun. Not fun at all. So by the time I got finished, I was wiped out and I'm like, there's no way I can do a video. I have a job fair next week because I need to work. So we'll see what I get, if I get anything or if I get a call. But I'm trying to get as many videos as I can in before the end of the summer. Because if I do go back to work, this is going to be on the back burner. Not that I won't do videos, but they will not be as frequent. Because I need to make income. I'm not making anything currently. And as much as I love to do this, this is not something that I can sustain a life, an income on. I can't pay bills. Can't fix my house. It's costing me a lot of money. Can't do it. I need money to do things just to sustain. So just putting that one out there. Sending each and every one of you protection, light, love, and shielding. We're going to pick up next time with some more juicy, fun stuff from George Van Tassel. Please be safe, be seen, shield yourself, shield your energy. Again, go within and take care of yourselves because that's what matters right now. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Please don't forget to like the video. Get a lot of views and don't get a lot of likes. Doesn't hurt to do that unless you really hate me or you're watching me for some odd crazy reason. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. It just helps the algorithm get this work out, so more people that could use this information can get it, and not just this information be brought to a whole plethora of different books. It's important. It's not just about the aliens. I have esoteric work. I have a lot of work on my channel and so much more to come. So stay tuned. Till the next one, guys.